So you have your door with hasp and hasp. Door's gonna open in, covered roof. And this was just a step. I didn't run a stair from there down there. I just put my step stool there and they would jump in. It's wired all the way through. If you look at the eaves are boarded, so nothing gets in there. They're boarded on both sides. There's a perch for when the days that they couldn't get out. They had a perch where they could perch up here. And we just moved that so we could get in and out of here. If we were going to be going long on the winter days, we had the door that we can move down. And door would close up and it would keep heat. For the summer days, put a vent in it. The vent allowed some of the heat in there to go out, so when the birds were nesting, it wouldn't be too hot. So once we finish filling up the water, we just put the perch back up. It's nailed in on this side and it's swung off that side and just sits there. I enjoyed it. Come back around. That's the left side. And so what you see, this green part right here is the tray for emptying out the poop. This is actually just the cover that allows you the chicken stand on. I'll show you the other side. So it's my back door. Open up the door, and I would just put sticks from the yard up for perches. You know, this was strong enough to hold 10 chickens. So 10 chickens stayed in here. So what you have is that mesh. The mesh makes the floor. So I can pull this out. Pull this all the way out. And still pulling it out. And so that'll sit like this. Pull that out, you can scrape any scraped up poop. But this is the floor of the chicken coop. So when the chickens came in, the chickens would come in and perch up there. But when they walked around on that mesh. All of the shavings were actually down in here. So anytime they were perched up, any poop would hit the mesh, fall inside the shavings, and get dried up. We didn't have to change the shavings as often because we ran about 4 inches of shavings, and they really only pooped right up under the wood, up under the perches. So you can mix it up. In the summertime, we changed it a little more, but in the wintertime, all you had to do was scrape it back around. And with 4 inches of covering, it was actually enough. It never stank inside. You can see the 3 nesting boxes. Those nesting boxes, we used to keep hay in the nesting boxes, but we kept shavings down. We kept hay in the nesting boxes, and then we kept shavings down here. And another vent, so we can catch air. And if you look at the eaves, all the eaves are closed in, so we didn't have any issues with wasps and bees. You still get the occasional snake, but all the eaves are closed in. And this is where we kept our, so what we're looking at here is we're looking at a shelf, where we kept our food, and the backside of nesting boxes. So what I'll show you is we opened that up. We had our water. We kept a bin with food. So we'd fill those up once a week, and then just depending on how hot it was or how cold it was, we'd fill those up. And when we were getting the eggs, come over here, and we'd collect the eggs from this side. And I don't know if some people don't realize, but you can put golf balls in your nesting areas. And if you leave them there, snakes don't know the difference between a golf ball and an egg. They'll swallow that golf ball, but they can't pass it. And if you get one that gets stuck in there or you get it hiding, he'll die. So I am 4 feet wide, 12 feet long, and right at 6.5, 7 feet high at its widest. That's my tray. That tray will pull all the way out. So if you had some scraped up poop, you can run a rake over it or something. The backside or something sharp, and it'll knock all the crusty poop off. Then once you put your shavings in, you just slide it back in. Yeah. All right, slides back in that way. Get this side in. Gotta put it in right. Gotta put it in even. There we go. All right, finally got it. But that's in even now. So now you can see that's the floor where the chickens would actually walk. So the chickens, what that does is it allows the chickens to always walk on a hard surface, but that poop would come off the perches, bloop, and go right into the shavings. And the chickens couldn't scratch around in it either. You know, they would still scratch around in the hay and kick the hay out here, but didn't make a difference. So that poop would come off of here, hit the mesh, actually splash through the mesh and go right into the shavings. So no problem. And that's the door. You know, most of the stuff does have a metal framing on it. And again, just a latch. And we have, I built this so you can put it on a trailer because I was gonna take this to our other place in the country and didn't know if I was gonna keep it here. But my kids are tired of chickens now, and I'll just build a bigger one when I get to the country. So that's it. Thanks.